Thank you, everyone, for being here. Good morning and welcome to our weekly press conference. We're just going to start off by saying that we have daylight savings time coming up. That will be this Sunday, March 13th, so don't forget to move your clocks forward 1 hour. We also, when we have daylight savings time, we encourage people to check the batteries in their smoke detectors, and I believe that our comps team has worked diligently for months on a video to educate people about the importance of changing their battery and making sure the smoke detector works. So I promised Megan I'd be able to figure out how to get the video working, and it takes me a couple stabs at it. So here we go. Wonderful. Megan, please let the folks in communications know that we were all dazzled by their video. But the message is important, of course. We do want to make sure, on behalf of our firefighters and our first responders, that people are staying on top of their smoke detector batteries and make sure they're in good functioning condition. So with that, we actually don't have a meeting this Tuesday. The majority of the City Council will be in Washington, D.C. for our executive training with the National League of Cities, and we will also be interacting with our delegation in D.C. to talk about priorities and opportunities that are good for our city. With that, we normally have proclamations during our normal meeting time, and today, although I'm pretty excited, we're going to have a few awards, few proclamations today in recognition of some people who are doing outstanding things within our community. And I'm excited because it looks like we have more people here. Normally 9 a.m. on a Tuesday is tough to get folks to be there, but apparently this late on a Thursday is easier to get folks here. So we're very happy that we do have folks here to accept these proclamations, but it's going to be a little different for the folks who follow our press conference every week, because normally we do these on Tuesday. So first, we're going to just recognize Nurses Day. So with us, we have some special guests who are certified nurses. Nurses have an incredibly hard job all the time, but particularly during this pandemic, they worked especially hard, and were just the folks on the front line saving lives and trying to get us really where we are now, which is we're seeing that COVID is actually lower numbers than they have been for a long time. So I'd like to invite up Dr. Lee to accept a special proclamation recognizing the work and sacrifices of our nurse community. So Dr. Lee, there you are. There we go. And I'm going to read it, and then I can go ahead and hand it over to you. All right, so Proclamation of the City of Wichita, Kansas, founded in 1870. Whereas, board-certified nurses have played an increasingly important role in the assurance of high standards of care for patients and their loved ones, especially during the COVID pandemic. Whereas, modern nursing has become extremely complex in nature, requiring extensive education as well as strong personal commitment to excellence by the nurses. Whereas, board-certified nurses function across the nursing spectrum to provide safe care while reducing the cost of healthcare. Whereas, Wichita, Kansas is honored to honor these hardworking, dedicated nurses for their professionalism and a job well done. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Brandon Whipple, Mayor of the City of Wichita, Kansas, along with the Wichita City Council, do hereby proclaim March 19th, 2022 as Certified Nurses Day in the City of Wichita, Kansas, and encourage all citizens to recognize the countless contributions certified nurses have made and will continue to make to the health and well-being of our community. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank the Mayor, Brandon Whipple, very much. I appreciate what he's saying. We're struggling to move the new, younger ones in as we older ones are moving out. The last 2 years has been an incredible challenge. But we have a lot of certified nurses in their specialties in Wichita and the state. And I wanted to share that. I also wanted to share via me, I've been on the National Committee for Standards of Nursing, which has put Wichita on the map, finally, among our 4.4 million nurses in the country. So that was really an honor to help write the 27 new standards that come across the whole profession.
All right, so the next proclamation is actually quite near and dear to me personally, and it is the proclamation recognizing Americorps. So a lot of folks might not know, I actually came to Wichita because of Americorps. I was from New England originally and came out to Kansas as an Americorps GRASP member, and I worked in South High School with at-risk students, and I fell in love with Wichita, Kansas, and really public service. It had such an impact on my life that I talk about Americorps, and I'm a big supporter, and we learned that this is Americorps Week coming up, and I got an email and asked, well, could we honor Kansas or local Americorps members and the service work that they do, and luckily we were able to get this proclamation passed through gain the support of the city council in short notice, and I want to just say thank you to the Americorps folks who are here today on short notice to receive this. So for those who might not know, and I think it's Braden Stokes will be here to receive the proclamation, but I hope you guys don't go anywhere because I want to get a picture afterwards with our do-gooders in our community. So Americorps, for folks who don't know, is a network of local, state, and national service programs that connects over 70,000 Americans each year to intensive service to meet community needs in education, the environment, public safety, health, and homeland security. And next week is Americorps Week in our country, so we're going to do the proclamation this week, or today, because next week we won't be able to do it during our meeting because we'll be in Washington. So with that, if Braden Stokes could come on up. And I'll read the proclamation. All right, I actually had that shirt at one point, so a little different than the white ones you guys are wearing, but I think I've seen those ones before. I'm a little jealous, by the way, of the new uniforms. All right, it's a proclamation of the city of Wichita, Kansas, founded in 1870. Whereas, service is a hallmark of the American character and has the unique ability to bring people of all backgrounds together in common cause, and throughout our history, citizens have stepped up to meet our most pressing challenges of the day by volunteering in their communities. And whereas, Americorps provides opportunities for more than 250,000 Americans to serve their country annually through service at nonprofits, schools, public agencies, and community and faith-based groups across the country. And whereas Americorps members and Americorps senior volunteers demonstrate commitment, dedication, and patriotism by making an intensive commitment to service, a commitment that remains with them in their future endeavors. And whereas Americorps Week is an opportunity to recognize the dedication and commitment of more than 1.2 million Americans who have chosen to serve their country through Americorps, and millions more who have served the Americorps seniors and their community partners, and to encourage more Americans to follow their footsteps in service. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Brandon Whipple, Mayor of the City of Wichita, Kansas, along with the Wichita City Council, do hereby proclaim March 13th through the 19th, 2022, as Americorps Week in the City of Wichita, and encourage all citizens to thank Americorps members and alumni and Americorps senior volunteers for their service and to find their own ways to get back to our community. Should I say a few words?
All right, thank you, Mayor Whipple, for that proclamation. I'm Braden. I'm the team leader of an Americorps team that has come together from across the country to travel around the country, working with different organizations. We've been in Wichita for about a month now, and we'll be here until May, serving with Wichita Habitat for Humanity, building homes for the local community. There are also other Americorps groups here, the Wichita State University Americorps members, Americorps Vista, Americorps State Program members, and others. Americorps programming comes in many different ways. You can be a part of a traveling group like we are, or you can serve your local community or a specific issue that you're interested in. And I encourage anyone that's interested in that to look into it and to get involved. It's a great way to serve. It's a great way to meet people and to see areas of the country that you wouldn't otherwise be able to. So thank you again, Mayor Whipple and the City of Wichita for this proclamation.
Brandon, you gotta grab this. Don't worry, we're giving Meg enough time to get the camera right there. All right, look at Megan and smile. Perfect. All right, thank you. Appreciate it. So next, we're going to talk about the Library Academy Awards. So with us today, we have Sean Jones at the Wichita Library with an exciting announcement for all of the movie buffs in town. So Sean, would you like to tell us more?
Thank you, Mayor. It's time for the 36th year of the Wichita Public Library's acclaimed program, the Academy Awards Shorts Film Festival. We're going to be doing in-person screenings this year, which is a pivot from our totally virtual program last year. The 4 screenings will take place at the Advanced Learning Library at 711 West 2nd Street. We'll have an all-day screening on Saturday, March 19th for all 3 categories, Monday, March 21st for documentaries, Thursday, March 24th for animated and live action, and Saturday, March 26th for all 3 categories. This is an exciting program. In 1986, the Wichita Public Library made Wichita one of the first cities in the country to let the public view the short films nominated in the animated, live action, and documentary categories outside of major cities like New York and Los Angeles. To qualify as a short film for Academy Awards consideration, films must be less than 40 minutes. The films at the library's screening are not rated and may not be suitable for all audiences. And the 94th Academy Awards will be televised on Sunday, March 27th.
All right, thank you, Sean. So with that, we'll talk about our cultural art applications. The Division of Art and Cultural Services is now accepting applications for FY 2023 grant funding. Cultural funding grants are awarded through a competitive process in 3 categories. Those are operating grants, developing arts grants, and artist access grants. The City of Wichita partners with the Art Council's Cultural Funding Committee to coordinate the application and selection process in order to ensure the most qualified recipients are chosen each year. Applicants will be accepted through June 3rd. Cultural arts funding information sessions for each grant will be held in person at City Arts and virtually. So with us, we have Lindsay Benaka. Did I say it right? Okay, I was worried about that. Who is the division manager for cultural arts and services. So Lindsay, the floor is yours.
Good morning. Thank you, Mayor Whipple. The Division of Arts and Culture is excited to open this new round of funding applications to support the outstanding work happening in our creative community, specifically in the nonprofit sector, and to also support individual artists. Historically, the Cultural Funding Committee distributes approximately 25 to 30 grants annually to various artists and arts organizations. Through this program, we hope to continue to invest and grow our creative economy and make Wichita a more vibrant place to visit and call home. The applications have changed slightly from previous years, and because of this, we're encouraging all prospective applicants to check out one of these informational sessions for the grants. My staff and I are eager to help both returning and first-time applicants create competitive submissions for the city so that the city can help support their creative work further. If you're unable to attend one of these informational sessions, you can obviously reach out to my office with any questions. The deadline for 2023 funding is June 3rd, so we've got ample time to help guide you through the process. Thank you.
All right, and just a quick reminder that the deadline to apply for the Wichita Propel Small Business Grant Program is quickly approaching. For those who might not know, the Propel Small Business Loan Fund is a low-interest, short-term revolving loan program. The funds serve as another resource to help make access to capital more readily available to businesses located in the city of Wichita. The fund provides loans up to $20,000 for businesses that have the ability to repay a loan but may not be able to obtain financing through traditional sources. Small business owners have until March 18th to apply at wichita.gov/propel. Filling the gap. So finally, many kids in our community have spring break next week. For some children, that means a week of food insecurity. Filling the gap lunches for kids throughout the Kansas Food Bank lunches for kids. Let's just start that one all over again. So filling the gap, lunches for kids through the Kansas Food Bank will serve free lunches to children and youth ages 18 and under during spring break on Monday, March 14th from noon to 1 p.m. at 5 different locations, including our Colvin Neighborhood Resource Center at 2820 South Roosevelt and the parking lot of the former Evergreen Community Center at 2700 North Woodlawn. Kids must be present to pick up a week's worth of grab-and-go meals. No registration is needed, but families contact the Kansas Food Bank for more information at kansasfoodbank.org. So with that, we'll open up to questions. You guys can ask me anything. Larry, you got anything? I'll call on you. No? Nothing? I meant for those guys, but yeah, go ahead.
I was just curious about the Propel. What's the interest rate?
Actually, really good question. I don't mean to sound surprised by saying, hey, actually, that's a really good question. But that's a good enough question that we're going to get staff up here to jump in details a bit more with the Propel interest rate and the Propel loan program.
Thank you. The interest rate for Propel is 3%. Any other questions?
Anything else about Propel?
Okay.
You got this. You got this. That was good. So the in Propel is up to $20,000. It's really seen to be more of that stop-go or to fill in a gap for businesses that really they need what I think we used to call microloans, better than charging high interest credit cards, and these are the type of monies that a lot of traditional lending institutions, these loans are so small, they really don't want to be in a business of putting out $5,000 or $10,000 loans. So Propel is designed to fill in that gap so that our small business community can take that next step to that next level in growth that is between really just using their own money and right before being able to qualify for bigger loans at other lending institutions. So with that, if there's no further questions, then thank you for being here. And I would like to get a picture with the Americorps folks, so please don't run off. Thank you, guys.